Today, we are ranking the best baseball video games of all time. Let's do it. Welcome to Big League Dreaming, the podcast, a show about fulfilling your dreams and taking them to the next level. You got all three brothers on the show. I'm the middle son, Ty. Got my older brother, Zach, and my younger brother, Zane, here today. We're ranking all the best video games. You ready, guys?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's get the screen pulled up here. We got to rank the best baseball video games. I mean, we all grew up playing all these games. You guys know I was the best, obviously.
Because you cheat.
Well, there were some games that you could cheat on.
A lot of hours logged for all three of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Before that, the game would tell you how many hours you've logged.
Yeah, before you could even save games, pretty much. We'd had to share memory cards. Remember that?
Used to leave the console on.
Oh yeah. I don't think that was a good idea. The Sega we always left on because you have to start all the way over.
Well, mom and dad wouldn't know because we turned the TV off, but the console was still up and running. So then go back the next morning, turn the TV on, and pick right up where you left off.
I feel like they're probably gonna be mad when I say this and they watch this, but I feel like one time I hid a blanket over it or something so they wouldn't see it. Put like a blanket over the Sega, like, oh, they're gonna see the Sega on. Maybe
a little light, yeah.
Blanket. That was probably not a good idea. But all right, let's get into these games. Grew up with all these games. You guys remember this one? Derek Jeter All-Star Baseball 05. Well, let's go over these rankings. We got Legend, of course. That's going to be our top. Then we got All-Star, Veteran, Rookie, and then we got Kids Mode. Kids Mode's the worst. So Derek Jeter All-Star Baseball. What do you think about this?
That was a GameCube special.
Was it? Is that what that was?
I feel like that's what we played it on, was on GameCube.
Okay, yep, I kind of remember this. Was this the one where it had like challenges on it? Is that game? You know what I'm talking about, Wub?
No, you're thinking of MVP with the hitting games.
No, not that. It was like they had like scenarios.
Moments?
Yeah, the moments. Yeah, was that this game?
I think it might have.
Yeah, that was decent. I liked that part of the game, but like as far as the gameplay, I don't really remember this one being like that amazing. I would put it somewhere in the middle. Where would you guys put it?
Rookie.
Yeah,
because it's got Jeter and he's a Yankee.
Yeah, that's true. I'm good with Rookie. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I'm good with Rookie. I feel like All-Star Baseball, I don't know if like Jeter owned or was part owner of that organization, because all the All-Star Baseball covers were all Jeter, right? It was like his little thing.
Yeah, that's right.
He was trying to keep up with, the other big ones.
Didn't he go on a run where he was on like all the 2K covers?
Yeah, yep. Right after this, he switched over to the 2K covers. Yep.
So it was just okay as far as I remember.
Yeah, I mean, not that memorable. Can't rank it too high, right?
Trash. Rookie.
Trash Rookie. We might even move that down to Kids Mode here shortly. Let's just keep going. Wii Sports. What do you guys think?
I would put that as an all-star because you talk to people about like, oh, hey man, you remember Wii Baseball? No one's gonna be like, oh yeah, Wii Baseball stunk.
Yeah.
Like everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, Wii Baseball, it's so fun, so memorable. Those guys run like hopping around, they don't have legs. They're just jumping around, going after the ball.
Dude, wouldn't they like miss them all the time too? I'm good with All-Star. That was a fun one. Zach, did you play that much?
I didn't play it a whole lot because it was exclusively on the Wii. I don't think many of my friends had Wii. I don't think we had one at our house.
No, we didn't have one.
So I didn't play it a whole lot. I mean, for me, being the baseball guy, I was like, this is kind of lame. There's no like teams, players, but for just like someone that just wanted to like play a fun little game, it's very basic and can be fun with like friends.
Yeah. I also feel like this was like the start of like motion gaming too, like at its lowest point. So it's kind of nostalgia in that factor. Like Wii Sports, you got the tennis and the bowling in it too. It's like, it's kind of got to be up there a little bit. I mean, I maybe Veteran, All-Star, somewhere in there, something like that. What do you guys think? You want to stick with All-Star, Veteran?
I'm good with All-Star.
All-Star. All right, we'll leave it there. We can always come back to these once we start ranking these more. All right, Zach, I actually did 2 of the MVP baseballs. I got the one with Manny Ramirez on the cover down here. Then I got this college one because I know you love the college one. So let's do the college one first.
Yeah, I mean, the college one for me is Legend.
Legend.
And I don't know if it's just because they only made NCAA for those 2 years. It was either 05-06 or 06-07. I think it was
06-07.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Jared Weaver on the cover for Long Beach State.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I had like Dynasty with Miami, and I don't know. I feel like the controls as far as like base runners was really good. So I did like multiple years with that Miami team with like Ryan Braun, John Jay. That team was just stacked. And I don't know, the little mini games you could do too. I think that might have been the other MVP.
Yeah.
I think you could do them in both. This one's up there like all-star legend for me because well, I like the fact that like you never have a baseball video game with metal bats. Like that was pretty sick to like play the game and hear that ting with those Beeser bats.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Legend because like that was also during the big boom of like NCAA games. Like everyone plays the NCAA game with what, like Reggie Bush on the cover.
Oh yeah.
And that was like 06, 07. So it was like all around the same time. So it's just like everyone thinks about like a college baseball game, like that's immediately what their mind goes to is either like the Texas cover or the Weaver cover.
Yeah.
Granted, they're the only two they made, but there's just like everyone's like, oh, they got to remake those.
Yeah, everyone always says that. It's pretty cool the fact that they actually did make some college baseball games, especially with, college baseball is, I mean, now it's gaining a lot more popularity, but like in 2006, I mean, it wasn't really that popular as it is now compared to college football, so it's pretty cool that the fact that they made an actual college baseball game. And
the only time it was on TV was during the College World Series. It was like, that was the only time you saw it.
Yeah.
So now it's starting to come back even more because you can watch on ESPN Plus. Every team has their own streaming of games. So like, I mean, hopefully they come back around to it, but I'm sure they're more worried about doing a football one first.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they stopped that too, didn't they?
Yeah.
And now, why is that? Do you guys know why they stopped those? Is it like, does it have to do with like the players and making money and stuff like that, or is it just
probably?
Yeah, something like that. It's always the money.
I know it was definitely on the business side as far as getting the rights to having the baseball. But in that MVP baseball game, like the players' names weren't on there.
Right.
Yeah.
I downloaded the Miami roster and like manually inputted the names so I had them. But
oh yeah,
but all the teams were just like either said player whatever or was just generated names. They weren't actual names.
It was like number 55. I think you could choose. I think there was like two options. You could either like give them like created names or you could just leave them as their numbers.
What was the classic Barry Bonds name in all these games?
Oh yeah, that's right. In the MVP baseball, I think it was John Dowd. That sounds right. I want to look it up now.
Yeah, John Dowd.
Yeah. It doesn't even look like him. Like it was like some random. Look at this. Why did they do that? Was it like the steroid thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's because he didn't give his rights. Because like you got to sign over your rights for them to like use your name and stuff, and he didn't give it to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think that's what it's like with like Randy Johnson is the same way too. Because like that's why they're making a big deal for this past MLB The Show. Like, oh, Randy Johnson's going to be in it, and everyone was freaking out.
Oh, is that why?
Finally gave his rights, and they paid him X amount of dollars to use his name.
Really? I had no idea about that. I didn't know Randy Johnson wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
Wow. For what, MVP baseball or all the games?
I think since like he retired. It's like
okay.
The more recent like MLB The Shows, they never have like a veteran card or like a super high level diamond in MLB The Show of Randy Johnson, like a throwback, because he never signed over his rights.
Wow. Learn something new every day on the podcast here. I had no idea about that.
I didn't know that either thing.
So if we're talking MVP baseball and John Dowd, I'd pick the one with Manny on the cover, but the one with Pujols on the cover is just as good. I think this one gets a legend as well. I mean, just remember I remember the opening of that game. Like Boston wins the World Series. That opening was just so sick to that game. Like with the Dropkick Murphys and Tessie, it was like, oh man, and the soundtrack on that game was amazing.
Yeah, playing the little batting game. I don't know how many hours I logged playing that batting game where it just feeds you BP and you have to like hit the bus for a home run and the tractor's going by on the outfield and you get like extra points for it and stuff.
Yeah, you
Oh,
had
yeah.
the ramps were set up out there too, and you could like hit it off the ramps.
Oh yeah, dude, we loved that. Do you guys remember that one? Like, we played those mini games so much. Do you remember that one day in the backyard? We like set up our own little targets and stuff. We're like, oh, this is a tractor. Oh, you guys remember that?
I remember putting that, you know how we had like that one piece of plank wood or whatever? I remember putting that out there for like a
Oh
ramp.
yeah.
And like none of us could hit it. If we did hit it, it's not like shooting off like it does in the game.
I want to just play that intro again. That intro is just awesome.
It had the guy with the Red Sox logo on his big belly.
I love the fact that like, do you remember, Zach, that when the pitch would come in, that batter's eye they had, it would like change colors of the ball?
Yeah, that was like new technology then, right? Wasn't that one of the first games that had like that batter's eye where you could like guess the pitch or like react to what kind of pitch was coming in and be able to use the joystick to like try to hit it to right field, left field,
Yeah.
all
I,
that.
I think it was like anything pink was like two seamer or sinkers, and then like I want to say green like was off speed
Green was
change up.
change up, red was
Yeah.
fastball.
Yeah. That was always sweet. The game, I don't know, it was just awesome. One of a kind, legendary status. All right. High heat baseball. Do you guys remember this one with Kurt Schilling on the cover?
Not really. No.
The only thing I do remember about this game was a cheat code you could type in.
Oh,
And
is
it was-
that this one?
Yeah, I think it was this one where it was like you could do like crazy distances or whatever. You could like bunt home runs. You remember that?
Yeah, you could like change the elevation
Yeah.
of
So
the
it was-
stadium, so like anything that was hit in the air was just like automatically gone.
yeah. It was like you would just square up to bunt and it would just launch.
I thought that was triple play that you could do that.
I think it was high heat baseball. I'm almost positive it was high heat baseball.
It could have been.
Yeah. But it was like, I remember turning that was like the only cool thing about this game was like that cheat code, because you could just bunt like 1,000-foot home runs with pitchers. But other than that, I mean, I feel like this is a rookie caliber game. And
It's just okay. There's nothing
Yeah.
crazy memorable about it other than that.
yeah.
If people even knew about it.
Yeah. Do you remember the PS1 game with Sammy Sosa on the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was part of this series too. This high
Okay.
heat baseball. So it was kind of just like, arcade style, like not really that fun, just kind of like here's a baseball game, All right, so we're moving on from that. Not much to say about that. Triple play baseball. I remember for a short time getting into this one with a dynasty mode. I feel like I randomly got into it and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it at veteran, but if you guys want to argue, put it lower or higher, go for it. I remember different than the other games because this was 2002, I believe, with Luis Gonzalez on the cover, and it seemed like this was when, because this is EA Sports, it seemed like this is when EA Sports was starting to like get all these ideas of these new things. So it was like kind of the pre-MVP baseball era, if you will. So I feel like this was a solid game if I remember correctly.
I don't remember it a whole lot. I remember the cover. I remember the high heat cover too. I remember playing them, but like nothing really stands out for me as far as the triple play.
Yeah.
I feel like triple play was like you were saying, like it's early on and they're still like figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
And then once they like hit their stride, then it was like MVP baseball, and like then it became those like legit games. But I feel like triple play was like something different than all-star baseball or like 2K. Because you had Jeter on 2K since like 99.
Yeah.
Like
He was on it from.
You can get MLB 2K 99 with Jeter on the cover. So like triple play was like EA getting into it, but they were still trying to figure stuff out. So it was like okay, but it wasn't great. But it was finally something else.
Yeah, something new. So I'm right that in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, we can come back to it.
Yeah. What about this? I didn't even know about this till I was texting you guys. This TSB 21, this mobile game. I've never played it. How good is it?
It's Tap Sports and it's okay. I mean, it's just like I feel like it's more of a time killer.
Okay.
like it's for people, like it gives them something to do. Like it's more for like high school and like college kids that like aren't at home and they want to still like play a game. And like it's still a sports game they can do on their phone pretty easily. Cause like there'll be times on the bus where like I'll go to the bathroom, there's kids like on their phone playing tag sports. But there's like nothing really to the game.
Okay.
Like it's just okay. Like I would call it a rookie.
Rookie, yeah. Yeah, I've never played
I'd say
it.
rookie too. The reason I call it tap sports ties because you just tap to hit on like when to swing.
Okay.
When I played it for a little while, I don't know, it was a couple months or whatever, I realized that like the way that you got coins or whatever it was to be able to increase your guys or get better players or whatever, if you just sat there and watched some ads for like 4 minutes, I think it was 5 minutes, like you would get a ton of coins or whatever it was. And like, so like Zane was saying, time killer, if I just like let the timer go down for the 5 minutes, here I have like all these coins and then I can just like boost them up rather than like taking the time to work it up or whatever. You just set your phone down for 8 minutes, let the whole thing play, and now you're loaded and you can go from there.
And then you go by John Dowd.
It was okay. I mean, you can make your team, and early on you see a lot of players because it gives you like super rookie players, like really weak players. So you learn like, who are these guys? Like, is this even a real player? And you're like, oh, I guess this is a rookie for the Cardinals. Like, I didn't even know who this guy was. There's a couple little Mariners on there. Like, this was 2 years ago, and there was Sam Haggerty on there, and I was like, Sam Haggerty, why is he on this game in my thing? And like just this year, last year he made the call up. So
wow,
it was okay. I would set it as rookie for sure.
Rookie.
Back to Sopo in it.
He's a manager now in the minor leagues.
Is he really?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. Where is he at?
He's been on a couple different teams. Let's see, that was 2019. He was coaching in Rome Braves, single A. And
he was in the Midwest League 1 year, wasn't he?
And in 2021, last year, he was triple A with the Gwinnett Stripers with the Braves again. So he's bouncing around.
Maybe that's where I saw him. I think I saw him in the Braves system coaching. I was looking at Kurt Hookshaw's stats one time.
Yeah, he was Kurt's manager with Rome Braves when Kurt was in single A there.
Dang, I didn't know he was managing.
Well, we saw Tuyasa Sopo hit that walk-off in Jackson. You remember that?
Yep, West Tennessee Diamond Jacks.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
At Pringles Park.
That was so fun. That place was pretty cool. It was like so small too, I feel like.
Middle of nowhere. We're just driving through West Tennessee. And we're like, that's a baseball field? Like, let's go check it out. Oh, single A for the Mariners. We're like, what?
That was cool. Didn't some guy like give us a tour of the stadium or something? Didn't we like walk up there and was like, oh, you want to give us a tour? We're on a baseball trip.
Yeah, Dad is freaking out. He's like, this kid's a huge Mariners fan. You got to show him around.
It's because we were there so early. We were there at like 2:00 for a 7:00 game.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think what happened was we were driving through to go to Memphis, and we saw the stadium, and we stopped, and there wasn't even a game that day.
Oh,
and then we went to Memphis, and then like on our way back, we're like, oh, let's time it up so we can go to a game. So like on our way home, we stopped and went to that game.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there wasn't a game that day.
Classic.
Good trips, good times. All right, 2K. You guys can argue with me on this one, but this has to go up there for me to legend.
Ooh.
I'm a fan of the 2K series. I loved the 2K series, and I don't know if it's because this is when I really got into gaming or something, or this is when like online gaming was a big thing. But I loved this. This was when I was in college at Kalamazoo, like playing with all my roommates, and all the games got heated. I feel like, I mean, the 2K series as a whole, I wouldn't say a legendary. I would say like it had about 3 good years, like 2K9 to like 2K11. And then when they introduced that $1 million challenge, I was always trying to win that $1 million. You remember that, Zane?
Yeah, see, this is where I think 2K is like an all-star, because like we're just talking video games. You got to look at the franchise a little bit.
That's
because like the franchise itself, like it had a good little run there with like Evan Longoria on the cover, and then like Roy Halladay,
Roy Halladay,
and
yeah.
then like Verlander was on it, and like
Yep.
Verlander and Kate Upton were doing commercials.
Oh yeah.
So, like it had a good little run, and it was like ahead of its time because like that was the first like baseball game series where like it integrated like the analog for the pitching.
Yeah, that's
Like
right.
you had to do the perfect little analog sequence to get a good pitch.
The analog gesture.
Yeah. So like I think it's a really, really good game, but like it just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, it totally did. Yeah, there was like a few good years in there where it was like, I feel like that was better than MLB The Show at one point.
Well, it's because because it was like an Xbox game.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, it finally gave people on Xbox something to play baseball because the show was strictly Sony and you could only play it on PlayStation. So it gave people with an Xbox finally a baseball game to play.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I was gonna say, Zane, because I feel like 2K was the big competitor for the show, right? So it's kind of like if you're a PlayStation guy, you're a big MLB The Show guy, which I'm a PlayStation guy because that's what we had when we were younger. So I like the show more than I like 2K. And then I know like you guys ended up getting the Xbox and stuff later on, like Xbox One or whatever, or 360, I don't know.
360.
So then that's when, you know, you could play 2K and whatnot. But since like we were always PlayStation ever since PlayStation 1, I preferred MLB The Show over 2K. So I would say All-Star for me for 2K.
All right, that's 2 All-Stars to 1 legend. I think we got to move it to All-Star. That I feel like there was one time in there though that I don't know if you guys ever played the $1 Million Challenge. I swear nobody won that. I think it was rigged. Like there's no way you could win that thing. And they would always like mess with you. I think they wanted you to like get addicted to the game or something because there was like so many times I'd get to like the 7th inning with the perfect game, and then the guy would just get like a bloop single, or my guy would like make a random error. It was like, oh, you don't have the perfect game. Try again.
Well, then you have to do it online.
Yeah, you had to do it online, like through the perfect game, like $1 Million Challenge mode they had.
Yeah,
that way
so
it could, like,
I
get
feel like there
recorded.
was always someone like you'd play someone, you get close, and they would either like glitch out by like unplugging their Ethernet or something.
Yeah.
So, like it was like impossible to get, and like you couldn't play someone on your friends list either.
Right. Yeah, you couldn't like rig it.
But hey, it gave us some classic commercials.
Yeah, it did.
Justin Verlander.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, backyard baseball. What do you guys think? Legend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that's no brainer. All day. Pablo Sanchez, baby. No one's better than Pablo.
I remember in the backyard, because this was GameCube, right?
Yeah, GameCube and PC.
PC was hype too.
Yeah.
I remember in the backyard, in the tent, when we put the huge tent in the backyard and we played like backyard baseball like all night long.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I love the whole drafting aspect that they put in there. I feel like a lot of games didn't have that, and it was cool that they had like a handful of Major League All-Stars that you could pick from, but like also like the random kids. It was like a good mix to where it wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna pick all MLB All-Stars. And it was funny too that they were like the kid versions of themselves. Like it was just such a cool concept, and I loved the like I would always pick what's his name, the kid in the wheelchair.
Yamaguchi or something like that.
Oh yeah.
It was like Corey Yamaguchi or something.
Kenny Caligucci, I think his name was.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because they had like those special power-ups, you remember? Like you could pick like the special bat, and one of them was like the I don't know, like the earthquake bat or something. And then when you'd hit the ball, everyone would fall down. But he was like the only guy that would never fall down, so he could like make the play. So it's like you always had to have him on the team just in case they had that power up.
I liked all the little nuances of it. Like you had the little kid that like the 2 little kids that were like the play-by-play people, and it was like Abner Double Play.
Oh yeah.
And what was the girl's name? It was something like that too, where it was like a play on words.
Yep.
But it was just like always small little stuff like that, where it was like there was actually a lot of details into it. It wasn't just like, oh, hey, we're making a backyard baseball game. Let's just slap some kids and all-stars and put it in a video game and kids are going to love it. Like they actually took their time and like paid attention to it. So it was a lot of fun. And like you said, all the power-ups were cool. Like the seeing eye single.
Oh yeah.
Use, or like as soon as you hit it, it was just going all over the place.
Oh yeah, the crazy bunt. I forget the names of all of them. I almost want to just look them up. Like, and then you had the special power-up pitches too. Like one of them, I think, was flamethrower, and the second you threw it, it would just like
it was just gone.
Smoke would just show up, and you just could not hit it.
I remember how tiny the field was, right? So the guys would run so slow, they'd just be like trying to get to the next base. And did the kids have walkout songs? Because I feel like Pablo Sanchez had like a song.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
And I heard a story or something, Zane, you might have saw it, but there's like a minor league player that's his walkout song is the Pablo Sanchez song, and he's like a big backyard baseball guy, so he was like, oh, I gotta have Pablo's walkout as my walkout, so when he goes to the plate he has like the power of Pablo with him or whatever he was saying.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they had like little like almost like jingles. Like I feel like the Nerdy Kid, it was like some like weird like techno like this dorky like sounding like something like dorky sounding soundtrack. Like they just had like these cool little soundtracks for each player. It was fun. I also liked
Pete Wheeler.
Yeah, Pete Wheeler. He could fly, dude. He was faster than all the pros.
Yeah, a little country kid.
Oh
yeah. He was like barefoot.
Oh yeah. Didn't he have like a frog? Like he would carry like a frog onto the field. Dude could hit bombs though. Marky Du Bois, I think his name was. I'm who was I thinking of though? Dante Robinson. Like when you would swing with him, you'd have to swing super early because he would he would spin all the way around and hit like behind his back. So you'd have to swing like early because you'd do a whole 360 when you'd swing. You'd always get screwed over with some bad players too.
Yeah, but Keisha Phillips raked though.
Oh yeah, dude. I forgot about Keisha. Dude, Keisha hit bombs. Bombs, dude. I forgot. Power for days. Can't forget about Keisha Phillips. That's tough to beat. That almost needs a tier. That almost needs another tier of itself. But I don't know. Slugfest. Here we go. I feel like this is another one. I'm throwing it up there. This is another legend.
Wow.
I'm throwing it up there. It's a legend for me. What do you think?
Slugfest was a lot of fun because it was totally different, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like I feel like that's when, what was it? Like WWF was like getting real big and stuff. And like,
yeah,
they're trying to put something together that made, I don't know, more exciting and you could like use your energy up.
Yeah. Your turbo.
Yeah. And remember when you like get hit by the pitch and they would get mad and like charge the mound?
Oh yeah.
Like turn on fire, like get on fire and go start beating up the pitcher.
Yeah, whoever would win the fight would become on fire. So they would never show the fight when they would charge them out. It would just show like the first baseman like, oh, and it'd be like, all right, who won? And then the batter comes back on fire. His stats go way through the roof.
Yeah, I think Slugfest is definitely legendary because like one thing I remember is the like before the game would start, you would like try and enter in all these codes and like you would get like different things, like your guys would be like miniature, or like you'd have like your team would be like in medieval times attire and they would have like spikes coming out of their bats.
Oh yeah, the mace bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the beach
like
ball.
NBA
I think one of them was
Street.
beach ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, beach ball might have been NBA Street. That's right.
I feel like they had stuff like that too though.
Yeah, I forgot about the mini players.
The fat heads. Remember the fat heads?
Yeah,
the mega heads.
And you had no idea what you entered because you just hear them like the
Oh yeah,
hear them
go,
like
Jing.
unlock until like, then they would go take the field and then you'd be like, oh, I got big heads or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my guys are miniature.
Oh yeah, there had to be like a ton of different things you could get, but the one that you had to memorize was the unlimited turbo.
Yeah.
And it was like the hardest to type in. You had to do, I think there was like 3 different things, and it was like all 3 of them like a bunch of times, and it would like take you the whole time to get unlimited turbo. But I think we got so fast at it, we would just like boom and then like get it out of the way. It's like, all right, you have unlimited turbo.
I remember you had the combination like written down on a piece of notebook paper.
Yeah.
We would like look at it and be like up, down, whatever, trying to get it.
The Mace Bat, Medieval. I mean, you covered a lot of the main ones.
I feel like there was like one where like your guys were just always on fire. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I didn't know about that one.
Never lost one of those brawls though.
Yeah. I love
sliding when you steal. You like go spikes up and just like hit this
yeah,
and they just go flying.
Oh yeah.
Ball drops and then you can like take off for third. And do it again to the third baseman. He goes flying, the ball drops, and then you just score. And the other guy's like,
well, and you can punch the guy. You can punch the guy that had the ball.
Yeah, you can punch him. Like, you can kick him, I think.
You can get on base and start punching the first baseman so you drop the ball and you can take off.
The best was like when you'd throw it in from the outfield and you'd have the ball and they would all run around the field like with the ball up, and then you could punch them with the ball.
To tag them out, you're just punching them.
Yeah, it was like, and it's like that sound effect, and they're like, oh. Oh yeah.
There wasn't the play-by-play guy, wasn't he from like Michigan or something, or Grand Rapids?
Yeah, I think he was. I think Dad knows him. I think he was like a radio show.
Yeah, he was like from a radio station.
Yeah, like locally.
Town.
Yeah. Jim Shorts.
Yep.
Yep. And he always had the craziest things. He always said the craziest stuff in the game. Yeah, I think
I would know exactly where he's from, just like they know every celebrity that's from Michigan.
Yeah. I feel like that's got to be a legend. It's got to be legendary. But I will say this: it was only legendary for like MLB Slugfest 2003 and 2004. After that, I feel like they tried to do too much with it, because I remember we got like the one with Sammy Sosa on the cover.
Yeah,
I think we rented it from like Blockbuster, and it was like, all right, they're trying to make this too much of an actual baseball game. They need to just keep it like the crazy arcade baseball game, because that's what
they're trying to make it too much. Like you could have a franchise, and they try to integrate too much of that kind of stuff rather than it just being quick play.
Yeah,
because like that's what it was like maxed out at. So once you try and do stuff after that, then it's like, all right, we're doing too much here. We just want to get on base and punch the ball out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I was kind of thinking all-star for me. I know both y'all said legendary, but I was just like, it's fun to play for maybe, an hour or so, but then it's not a game where I could play like every day for a week.
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah, I could. I remember doing the tournaments. We'd have little brackets. Remember that? We'd put the teams in the hats, like, all right, everyone gets like 4 teams or whatever.
Yeah.
Do the brackets. That. Legendary Slugfest. All right, we only got 2 left. This is, let's see here, the Ken Griffey Jr. series. Zach, what do you know about this?
Yeah, so I think we only had one of them.
Yeah, I think so. Sega, right?
Yeah.
Sega?
Yeah.
It's mode.
So we didn't play it a whole lot. I mean, within like the Mariner community, you always hear people like post it and like, oh, bring back the Griffey stuff, and like there'll be the digital team for the Mariners will put up like the video game version of today's game or whatever with a home run. It'll be like the Griffey game and stuff like that. So it was fun, but I don't remember playing it like a lot just because I don't think, like, we were so little. Video games were just starting to get big.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. A lot of people remember that game. Like if you talk to people about the Griffey game, they'll be like, oh yeah, I did play that. So it was big at the time, but it was very basic, very, very basic.
Yeah. I vaguely remember it. I don't remember too much of it. Trying to think. I feel like we might have even like just rented it at one point. I don't even know if we had it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd say probably rookie,
yeah.
Rookie or veteran, yeah.
But I would say it's probably like similar to like John Madden football when that first came out. Like same kind of thing, like so new, like just like really cool for people. But like I guess for us, like we didn't really grow up with it too much. So yeah, I'm good with rookie. What do you think, Wub? You want kids mode?
I'm busy over here looking up that play-by-play guy from Slugfest.
Oh, Jim Shorts.
Yeah, his real name is Tim Kitzrow.
Okay.
Famously known for his saying "boom shakalaka," because he was also the voice of NBA Jams.
Oh, really?
NBA Jam, NFL Blitz.
Oh, because that's all Midway Sports.
Yep, NHL Hits and MLB Slugfest.
Okay.
Let's get him on the podcast. We'll interview him.
Yeah, there you go, Dad. Hit up Jim Shorts, the Boom Shakalaka man. See if we can get some good sayings out of him. I feel like I want to go like watch a compilation video. There's got to be something out there of like all his craziest sayings on MLB Slugfest. I feel like he used to say the craziest stuff. Like this guy once ate 27 hot dogs on a doubleheader, like just like the craziest stuff. So he can do anything today. Then you have the guy that's like serious. Oh yeah, agreeing with him. All right, we made it to our last game. I just picked a random cover of MLB The Show, but I'm just gonna say the whole MLB The Show series. I mean, it's got to be legendary, right? It's got to be.
Got to be.
I mean, it's still around. I mean, that's still the top baseball game today.
Yeah, I think MLB The Show has definitely had like the longest, most successful run out of like any of these MLB games. Like every single one up here has like fallen at some point, and MLB The Show just continues to push out a good game year in, year out. And even like the MLB The Show community, like they'll get upset like every year when the game comes out, and they'll be like, it's kind of like Madden, right?
Yeah.
Where like the Madden community gets so mad when the game comes out, and they're like, oh, it's just a carbon copy of the last year, just changed a couple things, but people still play it all the time.
Yeah, people still pre-order it. Like people are still playing it. People are streaming it, and yeah, I mean, I feel like MLB The Show really took off when they put David Ortiz on that cover. What was that? 06, I think. That's what I think. That's when they look it up real quick. I think that was 06. I think David Wright was 07, I believe. But I feel like that 06 year was like that's when they really started involving like that whole guest pitch system and like the power swing, the contact swing. It seemed like a good mix between like MVP baseball. It seemed like a good mix between like all the baseball games in one. Like you got everything you wanted. You got the guest pitch, you got like easy enough hitting to where you could just like bunt with a button. You could do a power swing or a contact swing. Like later on in the series, they added the defensive swing. So if it's like 0-2 counts, you could like foul them off with a different button. So I feel like that's when it really 06.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the year it really took off.
Yeah, I'm just because I didn't really play a whole lot after probably like college. So I haven't really played a whole lot of like the newer MLB The Shows, but I have friends that do play it, and I see some of their stuff, and I'm just like, wow. Because I remember back when all these games were coming out, right? The 05 to 09 kind of time. Like the baselines, the chalk lines wouldn't move. Like
right.
The whole game, there's still a perfect white square batter's box. There wasn't a like dirt on the player's uniform when they would like slide and dive and stuff. And now you see like the grains of the dirt. It's just crazy how much it's progressed in like just the last 10 years. But yeah, MLB The Show is definitely the top baseball game.
Like the other thing I wonder is like how many people, like when PS4 and what was it, Xbox One came out at the same time, like how many people like got a PS4 knowing like they'll be able to play MLB The Show?
I feel like a lot. I
that's the only reason I got a PS4.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember getting a I remember selling my Xbox on Craigslist and buying a PS3 so I could play the show. Like I remember that. My second year in college, I was like, all right, that's when I think 2K fell off for me. It was like 2K12, I think, with Verlander. I was like, all right, this is getting worse now. I need the show, and I made the jump. I'm like, all right, that's it. back to PlayStation, back to my roots.
Yep.
Well, what was it just this year, Zane, that
Yeah.
MLB The Show is going to be on Xbox now?
Yeah, it's cross-platform now, so you can get on both.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Ty, what year was it that they did the Griffey bundle for the show? Because they did like a special, like what was it, PS3 or PS4 that you could
PS4.
buy, and it came with like the Griffey game, and you got like a hat or like a medallion or something with it.
Yeah, that was 2017, I believe. And that's when Katie got me my PS4 was that year, and I got the Griffey game.
No way.
Yeah, yep. 2017, I'm pretty sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was a
That's
good
where
year.
like 2K was actually really, really good at like doing promotions like that. Because I remember when like Linscomb was on the cover, and like when you opened it, you got like a free fat hit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There was always free stuff in those games.
Yeah, that's true. Always like right there. You just submit it online, you get free whatever. Forgot about that. Yeah, 2K was good at promo. That's for sure.
The last 2K was MLB 2K13 with David Price on the cover.
Yeah, I don't even think I played that one.
No, it's trash by then.
Yeah, trash. 2K, I want to say 2K10 or 2K11 was my best one. And the Brewers, that was my squad. Randy Wolf, baby. Randy Wolf. No one could hit him because in that game, it would like,
He had a slurve.
yeah, he had the slurve. Well, he had a slurve and he had like a curveball. But for that game, like in MVP baseball, what we were talking about, it was like the different colored like balls, like a red would be fastball, whatever. In that game, it would just say breaking ball. Like if your batter like knew it, if he recognized it, it would just say breaking ball for his slurve and his curve. But his slurve was like 89 and his curve was like 62.
It was so stupid.
Yeah, he was like the biggest cheat code ever. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna throw Randy Wolf every time because you would never know. It'd be either a super fast slurve or a super slow curveball. You could never tell, and you just strike out.
Do either of you guys remember that it was one of these games where one of the pitchers had like this ephus curveball, and when you would throw it, it would go like out of the screen.
Oh,
and then it would come down, and it was unhittable because it would just like appear, and like you couldn't time it at all.
I feel like that was All-Star Baseball with Derek Jeter.
You remember that? Like Gary Zito or something with like this curveball, and he would throw it, and it was like so slow that it would go so high, it would go out of the picture. Then all of a sudden it would just appear, and it's like strike. And you're like, what? It was unhittable.
I think that was All-Star Baseball. I remember that on GameCube. I forgot about that. The ephus. I feel like that was like the only, correct me if I'm wrong, like the only game that had the ephus pitch in it. I don't know. I think the show has it now, right? For creative players.
Probably.
Yeah, I think you can do it then. But yeah, it was like, what? It was like, I remember that. I was like, what is this word? Ephus? It was like, what? Oh, ephus.
I think we banned it. I think we were like, okay, nobody's allowed to ever use this picture because it's not fair.
Yeah, yep. The ephus is banned.
And then we do like strikes only or something too, because it was like so hard to hit. Like if you were throwing balls all the time, or like if you threw a ball and they swung and missed, you had to give them a fastball down the middle. Did we ever do that or not?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I feel like if you spiked a curveball, it was nowhere near.
Yeah.
Because we
it was
swing
like,
every pitch.
Yeah, it was like, all right, you got to give me a good one now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We came up with all the craziest rules. But you got to. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, and then your pitcher's dealing into like the 7th inning, and he's throwing like 20 pitches.
Yeah. All right, what do you guys think? You guys good with this list? You want to make any changes?
I don't know. I just feel like triple play is not in the right spot.
Yeah. You think rookie?
I don't know. Maybe just because I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
It just seemed kind of out of place.
Yeah. Rookie. I'd say high heat might be kids mode. I could see that.
All-Star Baseball could be veteran. I mean, I definitely remember playing that a good bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with that. Oh, not All-Star.
Whoa.
Veteran. Yeah, I think that looks pretty solid. Wow, a lot of legendary baseball games.
We had a lot of time playing baseball video games.
Yeah. These are all legendary though. I mean, they were all really good games. Especially because they're not, they're all so different too. Like none of them like are even close. I mean, look at them like MVP baseball, backyard baseball, slugfest, MLB the show. Like they're all completely different.
I remember going to Oklahoma with Ed Herrera's 18U team, and I was like 16U, and the guys brought their PlayStation and they brought that NCAA MVP game, and we were playing it in the hotel room.
Oh, nice.
Oklahoma, yeah, it's a lot of fun. That was like high tech stuff. Bring the PlayStation to the hotel and hook it up.
Oh yeah,
exciting times.
Hook it up in the other room. Like, oh yeah, my parents have the double room. Come to my room.
Yeah.
Then the whole team would be in that one room.
Yep.
I bet the parents like hated that. Like, oh great, the whole team's like just right in our room. Had to though. Yep, I think this is the final list.
Yeah, solid.
Yep. So let us know in the comments. Shoot us an email, all that good stuff. You can follow us on Twitter at BLDpod. That's at BLDPOD. Let us know what you think of this list. Did we rank it properly? Would you change anything? Would you add any different games to this list? Let us know. And yeah, thank you for listening to this podcast. And if you're watching it here on YouTube, give us a quick subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Yep, it's a podcast with three brothers and their dad, and we talk about all things baseball. So we hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.